Spencer Sutherland joining XYZ with Erik Zachary, Jordan Foster, and Spencer Sutherland, who gave us that's the first person that ever
they clap. Yeah, we always clap for them. Thank you so much.
In this virtual world we live in right now with interviews and whatnot. Spencer, congrats on the drama, man. 14 songs in total. This is a no skip, constant just soundtrack to my life, and it has been honestly since the day it came out. And you put so many of the singles out ahead of time too that I think I've had the phrase, I like the look of a cigarette, but I hate the way it tastes. Just, it's been my theme for my Fine Boy Fall right now.
Oh, dude, thank you, man. And thank you guys for having me on. I'm a big fan of you guys and how kind you are as friends and collaborators. And honestly, thanks. I'm so glad the record's out. Like, dude, this feels like genuinely my life's work up to this point. I know that especially Jordan, you've seen me kind of from day one with the Faux Hawk, and it just, it's cool to fully artistically put myself out there, and wouldn't you know, that's when it starts to work, is when you're authentically yourself. And so excited it's out. I've never smoked a cigarette before, which is kind of the point of that. I think it looks cool though.
It does look cool. It does look cool, and I'm right there with you, man. It's all for the looks. It's for that James Dean classic look, right?
Exactly.
So what? We'll dive in right there then. What was the missing component? You've obviously put out successful music before, so what is it that you finally unlocked with the drama that made it so different?
I think that my journey in general just led me. It took me this long to kind of figure it out, but this time I kind of gave up in a really good way. I gave up on the industry in a way, and I was just like, dude, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to make exactly what I want to make, and it's going to be very polarizing, and you're going to like it or you're not going to like it, but at least it's going to be it's going to be all me, and it's going to be out there. And I can't believe so many people are connecting with it and loving it and using it on social media and stopping me in Trader Joe's and being like, I love drama. I love it. It's so crazy, dude. I'm mind blown, but also this is what I pictured. So it's fantastic.
And I can tell that this is what you pictured. We've had conversations. I remember years ago when you had said that Wes Anderson was such a huge influence to you from a visual standpoint, and that has always shined through in the videos. I feel like this time with this body of work that you've put out now, there's storytelling in the lyrics as well to the tune of Wes Anderson. Was there an aha moment for you where it's like, okay, I got the visuals matching or at that level, or is it just like, hey, I'm letting the Spencer flag fly?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of all the above, right? I think this record was specific because this is my second album. With the first album, I wrote a bunch of songs. I feel like the first album was me finding my sound and kind of my message. And I wrote a bunch of songs and put together the best 12, and I'm so proud of it. And this album, I wrote 16 songs and we chose 14. We wrote the story, the stuff that was missing, if we needed something sad, if we needed something like a party song, if we needed a certain thing, that's what we put in there.
Hang on, he just casually grabs a cat mid-interview right now.
Look, she loves it.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I will jump in then right there where you said, you've completed the story. It's 14 songs. You end with a place like this, and the final lyrics, the final words we hear Spencer sing or say, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. And then you kind of have this almost religious experience without a denomination. It has this hymnal outro, and it's this nice cold ending. Rather than just a harsh, it's hot, it's over, and we get a chance to kind of reflect on everything we just heard. Was that intentional, or was that song just kind of placed there at the end because that's where it fit? Or was that from this very beginning? You're like, okay, this is the final chapter of the story.
Well, it's funny because the writer or the producer of that song, her name's Storyboard. She comes from a big gospel background, so that's really cool that you caught up on those very gospel chords at the end. And I love it. If there's a gospel chord, put it in the song. But I actually have to credit my girlfriend Madison. She it was a different song ending the record first,
Yeah.
And we listened all the way through the track list. I changed it like 8 times, and then she goes, "You got to put Place Like This last. You have to."
Nice.
And then we talked about it, and I was like, "Yeah, that is like that's the end. That's the end of the story, right? Because we start gaudy and obnoxious and overconfident, then a tragedy happens, and we get kind of sad, and we get hurt, and we get heartbroken, and then we ramp back up some rock and roll, and at the end, it's like this newfound confidence, but it's like grounded, and it's like at the end of the night, at the end of the day, I gotta admit that heartbreak feels good in a place like this, and yeah, the piano at the end, I feel like
Dude.
is like the perfect ending,
It closes
like
out
haunting.
perfectly. And the visuals, I mean, I don't even know where to start there. Obviously, very theatrical, as you would expect with an album called The Drama.
What do you mean, darling? It's not theatrical at all.
As a former theater kid myself too, you know, I see the Hamlet in it. I see the Othello in it, you know, the Shakespearean aspect of all of it too. And that's just something that I personally didn't see any of the visuals, just not doing my due diligence, hand up until I knew that we were getting the chance to talk. And I was like, okay, let me actually go look at the videos now, because I've messed with the record for so, like, literally the second it came out, I've had it on repeat. I've been bugging Jordan, and Jordan, to his credit, is like, we can talk to him. I could just text him. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot you guys are like boys. But
That's good.
The visuals, man, it's one thing when the visuals hit, it's another when they're exactly what you hope they're going to be. And it is that, man. So everything that I'm seeing, I'm sure we're not done yet, but what's out is incredible.
Dude, thank you so much. I really, that means a lot, because I feel like sometimes that's the hard part for artists to get. Like, they're just like, let's shoot something on my street. But I really wanted to go specific with this. And anybody who knows me knows that I love, 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 love Elvis. And so we went to Memphis and shot all these visuals there, and you know, like around Graceland, and Elvis is playing, just in these like crazy places, because I don't know of any pop musicians that are going, you know, they're shooting their stuff in West Hollywood and New York and Nashville, but nobody that I know has gone to Memphis to shoot their entire album creative. So we like created this world, this, like, you don't really know where it is or what year it is or whatever. And I found the most, as you said, Jordan, I found the most Wes Anderson spots possible.
I saw it. I mean, Let Me Loose. That one has just grown and grown and grown on me. And, you know, interview aside, like, I got to say, the part where you say, I'm in the balcony, come join the home team. What's the line?
They'll say call it blasphemy. They'll call it anything.
I was like, Spencer. Yeah. Oh man. Like a visual, the confidence, it was all there. So I'm just so happy that this is where you are right now. Like,
thanks, dude. That one is that's such a music industry song, like a big middle finger to you know, just like this.
Is it? We didn't catch on to that. I'm sorry. That was a very subtle dig. Yeah. What are you talking about? Huh?
I'm gonna make it, baby.
Yeah. No, and while you're taking a sip of your water, Jordan, you know, Let Me Loose, that's what struck me too. It's 3 songs in, and not that Alive isn't an incredible track, it is, but it's this slow warm-up that kind of hits you in the face at the same time, right? There's nothing subtle about how the record starts with Welcome to the Show, and then Alive, but Let Me Loose is the first one. I'm like, oh, this has got to be what the song's, the album's named after. And they're like, no. Then Drama.
Right, wait for it.
And then Modern Heartbreak. And Modern Heartbreak is that first hint of, oh, that we might be slowing down for a second, right? It's kind of got that ballad intro. And then, not a ballad. I think it's like track, what is it, 8 or 9, Melanie? That's like the first proper ballad.
Yeah, it's not a very slow album. As you can tell, I was having a lot of fun in life. And I flipped the Heartbreak, like Modern Heartbreak especially starts, you're like, okay, cool, ballad, and then it turns into this big Billy Joel like sing along song. I wanted it to feel like you were in like an Irish pub, like la 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 la. And one of the cool things I want to say about this record is I love that live feel, right? So like all the live instruments, my band is playing on all of it, and those like big la 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 la, like those are me and my friend drinking whiskey in the studio and
love that,
singing like a bunch of times over and over. And there's a song called Baby on the record, big fast rock and roll kind of Stones song. And the whole thing with that song is like I gotta feel like I'm in the middle of a casino, like just playing, like just shredding, right?
Going all in.
Old Vegas,
Old
Vegas, though. Yeah, let's be very clear. This is Fremont Street. Yeah,
this is Sinatra's Vegas,
yeah.
And this is the Rat Pack, but I was like, okay, cool. The song sounds like that, but so I called up the boys. 4 or 5 of them came down to the studio, and we genuinely, I promise, had a bottle of tequila and we gambled on the table, and I recorded it. Like I just recorded like 35 minutes of us gambling, going,
What were you playing? What were you gambling?
Like dollars. Like we were just like,
not the currency, like, Spencer. What game were you playing? Like, how are you deciding who wins?
We were playing crap.
Okay, there it is. There it is.
Boxcars all day. Yes. I'm here for that. We need to all go to Vegas now.
Not the currency.
I've never been more convinced that we all need to properly hang out. And I will use that as a transition to the last time that I saw you. And actually the first time I met you in person after hearing Jordan, some would argue relentlessly talking about you. But I can back it up now. It was worth it. Was at the House of Blues in Chicago. And we've seen several artists there since then, and our studios are actually down the street now that we just moved into, which you have to come see, by the way, when you're here next. But I've told the story, the lore that is Spencer Sutherland jumping onto the balcony, giving the entire staff a heart attack because you're basically hanging on by 1 or 2 hands while completing your set.
Yes.
And then you went backstage, and Jordan, all the credit to him, was like, hey, let's go say hi to Spencer. I was like, yeah. And Spencer, you had a moment where I don't know if you did this intentionally or not. And either way, kudos to you, sir, because you are a very fit gentleman. I don't know that there is an ounce of fat on you. And you were shirtless, and you're like, oh, bring it in for the real deal, bring it in for the hug. And my cheek just right against your chest. It was so sweaty.
My man. Hugged us both. This is the biggest power move I've ever been a part of. And I was like, I'm small dog. I'm small spoon in this. You gave me the biggest bear hug. So excited to see me. And
it felt right.
It felt good.
Yeah.
But I was like, I have nothing but Spencer's chest and sweat on my face right now. So
he was just so excited to say hi.
So happy.
It was a moment that, man, if you want to talk about a first impression, that is how you land it. Forget writing a song that says "screw you" to the industry. Just do that to everyone in the industry. But
I apologize for that, and I'm sure you got some sweat. I'm sure you got glitter on your face too.
I did.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
We had it all. We had it all.
The unfortunate truth for you guys is that I'm coming back to the House of Blues, and it's going to happen again.
Oh man,
I'm ready. Well, no, this time
we're prepped for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sweaty and shirtless too. So I'm ready for the hug.
You don't need to do all that. Right? I was like, you don't need to introduce that.
I'm ready.
Let him do it. He's the artist. Yeah.
Well, I can't have it twice, is what I'm saying.
Got it.
Dude, if I walk back in that green room after the show and you guys are in there shirtless and sweaty, it's gonna be.
We have like SS on our chest, like it's a college football game.
I'm gonna have to leave early. Like your last couple songs, I'm gonna go back to the green room and just start working out to build the sweat up.
Oh, it's 50 push-ups. Easy.
Exactly.
Just to feel like I can stand in that room.
Yeah.
I like that. I love this idea.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
It's happening. Spencer, we want to be sensitive to the time, and especially since you're coming back to the city and we get a chance to hang out soon. But dude, I cannot congratulate you enough. 14 tracks of perfection. I know that's what you said you were aiming for, and trust me when I say I have no reason to gas you up other than I'm just truly a fan after this album. It's incredible, and we're so excited to see it live, man.
Man, thank you so much. Also, it's just cool that I think that people in general are, including yourself, are liking this kind of an album again. I feel like this kind of an album kind of died.
It's time. Everything's secular, right? And we're at a point now where it's not just bring it back, but bring it back for the right reasons. And here we are. And sir, this is something it's making me excited to see how the fans react to it.
Exactly.
Live,
Yeah. I'm happy that you're the guy that's ushering it in.
Yeah.
I'm trying to, man, and wait for this live show because it's going to be very dramatic. It's going to be very theatrical. We're working on it right now.
It's only right.
We can't wait. Spencer Sutherland, the drama is out now. If you haven't heard it yet, go ahead and pretend that you have. We'll give you a second. We'll pause. Go listen, stream it, grab it now. And Spencer Sutherland on tour soon too, dude. Thank you so much for taking the time. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Love you guys very much.
Good to see you, man.